Well, again, I'm Dr. Tony. As a chiropractor, I understand that scar tissue formation and long-term injury can be prevented when treatment is rendered quickly and by a professional. Dan and Right at Home Care gives you these options, either after emergency care, after physical injury that your medical care does not cover. At that point, having someone come in your home, one-on-one care allows you the best chance of this recovery. In this short version of the longer video, you're going to see 3 important things Dan at Right at Home Care wants you to understand. At that point, you take home care and preparation of that seriously, prevent one thing, future stress if something does happen, also maintaining a minimal cost to you prepare for those costs. Okay, for this quick video, we'll see you next time. Have a great day.
Well, first off, Right at Home is non-medical in-home care.
Okay.
So, and the reason I say non-medical is because there are 2 types of care that when something happens, the doctors will refer or hospitals refer for you to get some help or some post-care. And home health is in the whole medical sector of life here, of care.
Exactly.
Right at Home is involved with the non-medical aspects of in-home care, which offers the flexibility factor of you can use us whenever you want. Whereas medical care, you know, they'll be out for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, depending on what the medical need is, which your insurance covers the home health aspect, the medical side, and insurance does not cover the non-medical side. We stress to really create a care plan that is fitting for the initial, if it's an injury or coming out of a hospital, you know, what's the main focus? What's the initial plan of attack from a safety standpoint? Then we move forward from more of a caregiving personalization plan point. You know, what kind of personality is mom or dad going to gel with? You know, guy or girl? You know, what kind of hobbies you know, do the caregivers like and enjoy? And, you know, taking a walk with dad, taking dad to a movie. You know, look, just because we age doesn't mean we stop living.
No.
And it definitely doesn't mean we stop caring. If you're going to invite somebody into your home, you want to be prepared that if something were to happen into the home, we have you covered. And we do. And that platform we work on is, you know, you have to do that or else it's illegal. So, you know, there's companies out there that
you can do it if you get caught at that point, then everyone gets.
Well, my main thing is it always comes down to the care. The right care. Why are you helping somebody? Is it for the right reasons or is it to make money? And that to me is, it's heart first, dollar second. Look, we're going to be successful if we do it the right way. And that's what we do. So having that licensure, which is called an HCO license, it's a home care organization license, always do the research and always look for that license. Whether you use Right at Home or you use another company, that is essential to protecting you and your family, to having care in your own home.
So what I deal with on my end is how do we keep seniors healthy? On your end is how do you rehab them with a proper CNA like you had mentioned? What are CNAs? Tell me about what they are.
Well, CNA is an acronym for Certified Nursing Assistants. And most of our caregivers who help us out, they come from a lot of different school programs. They're trying to become LVNs, physicians assistants.
So they're on the way up.
Correct.
Okay.
And many of our caregivers move on to their journey to become EMTs, nurses, and whatnot. And so for them, you know, it's nice to have a place where they can have one-on-one skilled training while they're going through their programs. So that's what the CNA is. And they can be anywhere from 25 years old on up to 65 years old.
Yeah.
Non-medical in-home care, it's expensive. And it's definitely needed, and so we have to find, you know, a budget and a plan to successfully get the care we need, as opposed to just, well, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to help mom and dad, which is disaster on all avenues of just life.
Well, the stress of doing that as either the parent being helped or the child or sibling or guardian, that's overwhelming sometimes.
And it can be. And, you know, we're used to, as human beings, reacting to whatever the situation is. So the best case scenario is to plan the what-if factor.
Exactly.
You know, what's going to happen if mom or dad falls down, goes into the hospital, and then suffers whatever the injuries might be? What kind of care are they going to get after the fact? And what kind of care is insurance going to cover versus them going back into the hospital for the same thing? So you really want to do your research and connect with the right people around you to understand what the dynamics of home care is. It's not babysitting.
No.
You have licensed, trained, certified nursing assistants that come to your home to establish a post-care plan, to make sure quality of life is good, to make sure your home health aspects are good. You can work alongside those. Getting dressed in the morning, getting a meal, making sure the medication management plan is on point, making sure you follow up with your primary care physician. There's so many times that when somebody is released from a hospital, the case management throws all this information at you, and unfortunately, it's too much. It can be very
Well, they
overwhelming.
have no idea. They run a business. They're a mom or a dad.
Right.
They have their own lives.
Yeah.
Now they're said, hey, look, your mom and dad or mom or dad or grandparent are stuck in the hospital. This happened to them. Can you come down right now?